Good morning, students. Our today's topic is about errors and approximations. Another important application of differentiation. By using differentiation, you can solve problems in this topic. Generally, we use two types of problems in this topic. Type 1, type 2. Okay. See type 1. For example, they gave a problem like this. Find the approximate value of 2.98 whole power 10. Okay. So by using calculator, you can find the value of 2.98 whole power 10 easily. By using differentiation, how to find the value of this expression? So this is type 1 problem. Type 1 problem, you can find the approximate value of this type of expressions, 2.98 whole power 10 or something, or root over 1.02 value approximately. How can you find this value and this value? By using dy by dx. Okay, this is one type of problems in this chapter. This part belongs to approximations. Type 2 errors. Okay, so while finding area of a circle, one x made a mistake and he took radius as 3.1 instead of 3. He took radius as 3.1 instead of 3. So in this situation, we want to find what is the error he made while measuring it. Okay. So if radius is 3, area becomes pi square, area becomes pi into 9. You can say 9 pi is the area of the circle. This is exact area. But what he took, radius is taken as 3.1. In this case, area A dash equal to pi into 3.1 square. So A dash is equal to pi into 9.61. Okay, this is the area what he got. This is actual area. So you want to find what the difference or what is the error made him while finding this. So error in area delta A equal to pi into 9.61 minus pi into 9, or delta A equal to pi times of 9.61 minus 9. So delta A equal to pi into 0.61. This is the error in A. Error in A means error in area. So what happened here? Actual radius should be 3. He took 3.1. He got some area. This is actual area. What is the error in area? What is error in area means? Error in area is equal to pi times of 0.61. Error in area is equal to pi into 0.61. Here, without using any dy by dx or differentiation concept, you got the result. Okay, but what is the use of dy by dx here? So, if 3.1 whole power 2 means 9.61, the exponential is 2. Directly you can multiply 3.1 2 times, then you will get 9.61. Okay, if the exponential given as 20, pi into 3.1 power 20, such problem is arise. Okay, so simplification becomes difficult. By using differentiation concept only, you can simplify this and you can find its value. After that, you can find what is the error in area. Okay, students, just now I explained what type of problems we will deal in this chapter, errors and approximations. Okay, so y is equal f of x is a function. Y is a function with respect to x. There is change in x, automatically there will be a change in y. Let delta x be small change in x. automatically y will change. Let delta y be the corresponding change in y. Now this function becomes y plus delta y equal to f of x plus delta x. So I want to find what change happened in y with respect to x, with respect to change in happened x. Delta y equal to f of x plus delta x minus y, or delta y equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x. By using this, I can find what change happened in y due to change happened in x. So I can write error in y. In this chapter, delta y stands for error in y or change in y. Actually change in y. In this chapter, I can say error in y. Error in y or change in y. Actually it's absolute change in y. Okay. Error in y or change in y or absolute change in y is equal to delta y, that is equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x. By using this formula, you can find the what change happened in y with respect to the change happened in x. Okay. Sometimes you need to find rate of change of y. Rate of change of y. Delta y by delta x equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x. This is the rate of change of y. Okay. Rate of change of y. With respect to x. Okay. Rate of change of y with respect to x. This. Sometimes you want to find instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. That is limiting value of delta y by delta x, where delta x tends to 0 equal to limiting value of f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x, where delta x is tending to 0. This is the instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to symbolically you can write dy by dx. dy by dx equal to limiting value f of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x, where delta x tends to 0. This, by using this result, you can find the instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. By using this, you can find the rate of change of y with respect to x, or average rate of change of y with respect to x. By using this formula, you can find the what is absolute change happened in y. Okay, we observed that using this, you can find the error happened in y. Using this, you can find the average rate of change of y with respect to x. So by using third one, we can find the instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. Okay. So here important thing is limiting value of delta y by delta x, where delta x tends to 0, same as dy by dx. These two are equal. dy by dx is not a fraction. Delta y by delta is a fraction. delta y by delta x is not equal to dy by dx. But limiting value of delta y by delta x when delta x tends to 0 is same as dy by dx. But here important thing is the absolute difference between these two is a small positive real number only. Because here delta x tending to 0 only, no? That's why simply the fraction delta y by delta x and the operator dy by dx are having a small difference. Having a small difference means absolute value is a small positive real number. So I am writing here delta y by delta x minus dy by dx equal to some epsilon, a Greek letter epsilon. Here what is epsilon? Epsilon is a small positive real. Okay, so absolute difference, I am writing here absolute difference. That's why I am saying epsilon is positive. Delta y by delta x minus dy by dx is equal to epsilon, where epsilon is a small positive real number. So delta y by delta x is equal to dy by dx plus epsilon. So here delta x not equal to 0 is tending to 0, a positive real number, small positive real number. I want multiply both the sides by delta x. Then delta y becomes dy by dx into delta x plus epsilon into delta x. So by using this formula also you can find the what change happened in y due to change happened in x. By using this formula also you can find the change in y with respect to x. But here by using this formula we can find what change happened in y by using differentiation concept. Okay, here delta y equal to this, delta y equal to this, delta means change happened in y or error in y equal to this. If I remove this value is approximately equal to this. That's why delta y approximately equal to dy by dx into delta x. Means using this relation we can find the approximate change happen in y with respect to x. This exact change happened in y with respect to x. By using this also we can find exact change happened in y with respect to x. By using this relation we can find the approximate change happen in y due to x. I can write simply delta y is equal to exactly not equal, approximately equal to delta y equal to dy by dx into delta x. By using this formula you can find the approximate change happened in y. Okay, here delta y is called differential of y. Differential of y, and it is denoted by dy. Don't confuse, in this chapter dy means delta y. In this chapter dy means delta y means differential of y. Okay. By using dy equal to dy by dx into delta x, you can find the approximate change happened in y or approximate error in y with respect to x. Okay, students, by using this relation you can find exact error happen in y. By using this relation you can find the average rate of change of y with respect to x. By using this you can find the instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. Our fourth result is dy, or sometimes called delta y, no problem. Dy by dx into delta x. By using this relation you can find approximate change in y, approximate change in y. change in y is this. Okay. So approximate change in y, dy or delta y you got. Sometimes by using that you can find f of x plus delta x. So first result I am taking here, first one, that is delta y is equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x. So I want to make this a subject, f of x plus delta x equal to delta y plus f of x. Okay, f of x plus delta is equal to delta y plus f of x. Instead of this delta y, you can write this portion. So that's why f of x plus delta x is equal to dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. This is our final result. So I can write this final result here, fifth one. That is f of x plus delta x is equal to dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. Okay students, we learned all these 5 results. Okay, absolute change in y, rate of change of with respect to x, instantaneous rate of change of with respect to x. This is error in y or approximate error in y, dy by dx into delta x. By using this you got another formula, f of x plus delta x equal to dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. Okay students, example 1, find the approximate value of root over 1.02. Solution. How to find the root over 1.02 by using differentiation? Step by step I am explaining. Observe here. Step 1. Let f of x equal to root x. F of x is root x means x value should be 1.02. But how I am finding here? F of instead of x I can add 1.02. This is in the form of 1 plus 0.02. So this is in the form of f of x plus delta x. This x means here 1 and delta x means 0.02 with x is equal to 1 and delta x equal to 0.02. So already you know that how to find f of x plus delta x. What is this? Dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. So dy by dx, this is 1 by 2 root x into delta x plus f of x. Now I am substituting instead of x1, delta x is 0.02. So 1 by 2 into, that is 2 by 100, okay, plus f of 1 is 1. This 2 get cancelled, 0.01 plus 1. So finally what I got? 1.01. Final result, approximate value of root over 1.02 equal to 1.01. Okay students, so example 2, find the approximate value of fifth root of 33. Solution. Listen with care. Fifth root of 32 means okay, that is 2 only. That's why f of x is taken as x power 1 by 5. Instead of x I want 33. So that's why f of 33 I want. But 32 is better, no? 32 power 1 by 5 is 2 only. That's why this can be written as f of 32 plus 1. So this is in the form of f of x plus delta x with x is equal to 32 and delta x is taken as 1. We want to find the approximate value fifth root of 33. Fifth root of 32 means we will get integer, that is 2. 32 plus 1 you can write. In previous problem, 1.02 square root over 1 plus 0.02. This is x, this is delta x, like that. Fifth root of 33 means fifth root of 32 plus 1. Should write. Okay. So according to this formula, this can be written as dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. So dy by dx of this, I will write here. Okay. Yeah, y is equal x power 1 by 5 y dash 1 by 5 into x power 1 by 5 minus 1. That is 1 by 5 into x power minus 4 by 5 into delta x means 1 plus f of x means f of 32. This is 1 by 5 into 1 by x means 32 power 4 by 5 plus f of 32 power 1 by 5, 2 only. Okay, so this is 1 by 5 into 1 by 32 power 1 by 5, 2 power 4, 16 plus 2. So we need to multiply this. 16 5s are 30, 5 1s are 5, 80, 1 by 80 plus 2. So 1 by 80 should simplify. 0.10, 0, 100, 1 time 20 will remain, 200, 80, how many times nearer to 200? 2s are plus 2 approximately. So this is equal to 2.012. Therefore, approximate value of cube root of 33, fifth root of 33 equal to 2.012. Okay, students, example 3. If logarithm of 4 base c equal to 1.3068, then find the value of log of 4.01. 4.01. Step 1, f of x is taken as log x base c. What do you want? We want 4.01. This can be written as 4 plus 0.01. This is the form of x plus delta x with x equal to 4 and delta x equal to 0.01. So already you know that this is nothing but dy by dx into delta x plus f of x. Okay, so dy by dx of logarithm of x to the base is 1 by x only into delta x as it is plus f of x means what here 4 should write. So this is 1 by x, x means 4, 1 by 4, delta x means 0.01 plus logarithm of 4 base c. So this is 1 by 4 means 0.25, okay, by 1 by 100 plus what is this 1.3068. We need to simplify this. This is 0.0025 plus 1.3068. So 1.3068 0025 should add here 3, here 9, 0, 3. Okay. Okay, correct only. 2, 3, 9. Okay. So what you got? 1.093. This is the value of logarithm of 4.01. So actually here given 1.38. Here 8. So here something happens. Here 8. So what happened? 3, 8, 2.93. This is the value of logarithm of 4. Okay, student. Next example problem. When the radius of a sphere decreases from 3 centimeters to 2.98 centimeters, then find the approximate decrease in the volume. What happened here? R equal to 3. Decreases, no? Delta R equal to minus 0.02. Okay, decreases from 3 to 2.98. Original radius is 3, no? Now after decreasing the radius become 2.98 means error in radius is taken as minus 0.02. Then find the approximate decrease in the volume. Means what is given here? Delta R is given. You want to find delta V, question mark. Okay, so V is equal 4 by 3 pi R cube. In general differentiation, we will write dV by dr equal to 4 by 3 pi into 3r square. But in this chapter, in approximations, errors and approximations, instead of dV by dt, we want to write delta V by delta R should write equal to 4 by 3 into pi into 3r square into delta R should write. This should find, this is given, just substitutions. 4 by 3 into pi into 3 into r square 9 into delta R minus 0.02. 3 get cancelled, that is 4 pi into 9 into minus 2 by 100. 72 by 100 pi with the negative symbol or minus 0.725 centimeter cube. So final conclusion, find the approximate decrease in a volume is delta V equal to minus 0.725 centimeter cube. Okay, so here radius is changes from 3 to 2.98. Find approximate change in volume, that is delta V should find. So this is the formula to find the volume of a sphere. V equal 4 by 3 pi r cube. Differentiating with respect to r, and other side means dV by dr equal to 4 by 3 pi into 3r square. But in approximations in this chapter, so instead of dV by dr, we will write delta V by delta R. Because this is a fraction, it's not a fraction. So you are finding approximate values. That's why instead of this you can write delta V equal to 4 by 3 into pi. R cube is 3r square into, instead of R you can write differentiation of R is taken delta R. So simplification, substitutions, you will get delta V equal to minus 0.725 centimeter. Students, next example problem. The height and slant height of a cone are measured 15 centimeters and 25 centimeters. Error 2% are to allowed in both the lengths. Find possible error in its volume. Means what happened here? Cone. This is radius. This is height. This is slant height. First height is given as 15, h equal 15, and delta h, error in h is given as 2% of h, means 2% of 15. 2% of 15. Next, L is given as 25. Delta L is given as 2% of 25. Here we know the relation between this L square equal to R square plus H square. So in slant height and height 2% error is allowed, means automatically in R also 2% error will allowed, because the direct relation L square equal to R square plus H square. So indirectly by using this right triangle, yeah, height is given as 15, this is given as 25, this is say x, 625 equal to x square plus 225, x square equal to 400, x equal to 20. So 20 centimeters is the radius, 20 centimeters. Automatically delta R is also 2% of 20 only. So we can simplify this if you want. 2 by 100 into 50, 2 by 100 into 25, 2 by 100 into 20. Later we'll simplify it. Okay. So what do you want? Find possible error in its volume. Delta V you want. Delta V. V equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. This is the formula to find the volume of a cone. Delta V equal to pi by 3 constant. U by V, r square 2r into delta r into h plus r square into delta h. Just substitutions only. Pi by 3 into 2 into r means 20. Delta r means what is 0, 0 get cancel. 4 by 10. I think correct only. Into height. Height is 15. Plus r square 400. Delta h means 2 by 100 into 50. So we need to simplify this. 100 get cancel, 0 get cancel here. Okay. Next we can cancel 3 also. So 5 into 2 into 2 into 4 into 3 5s are plus here 4 into 2 into 3 5s are simplification. This is pi into 2 to the 4 for 16 5s are 30 80 plus 4 to the 80 40. So this is 145. Therefore 145 centimeter cube. What is that? Okay, centimeter cube. Therefore error in volume we got as delta V. I can say that is equal to 100 and 120. I think. Okay, sorry. 80 plus 120. 120 pi centimeter cube.